everyone, welcome back to our training video. Today we are going to talk about training the last class of the buyer agent process. It's called a negotiate, offer, and close your transaction. Again, if you are not subscribe our training video, please subscribe. If you have any questions, please discuss below. Oh, by the way, if you like our video, please click like. Let's start. This is the topic we will cover by today. First one is negotiation skills and firm the offer, firm the deal. Next one, following is the item the buyer have to do after they accept the offer. Then is the waiver or amendment. What we should prepare the waiver or amendment. The next is for home inspection. Next is the revisitor and final closing the transaction. Okay, that's quite simple. All this is for today's training. Let's go for details. First one, negotiation skills training. We, as a salesperson, the goal is trying to help our client to find their dream property. Most of the key is negotiate. So if you have a good negotiation skills, it's easy to make the deal happen. So if we have a lack of the negotiation skills, maybe even the client, they're looking for the property, but we are not able to help them to find not able to firm the deal. So that's why we have to, quickly to generate to see what is the negotiation skills include. The next picture is to show you the best scenario of in the transaction. Usually it's called a win-win scenario. It's a win-win scenario is the best of scenario. And the other one is easy to see: win-lose, lose-lose, lose or win. So those is not the best one, best scenario. Negotiation skills include the following elements, like self-control, patience, how to control yourself, and patience. Sometimes we have to wait, capacity to meet. We know how to solve the problem. The time is very important. Credibility, your reputation, typical vision. What is your plan? 3, 6 months, 1 year, 5 years down the road. The language. What is your basic language? English and other language we have to learn. The physiologic analysis. You have to read the body language. You have to know the people, from their body language and what they are thinking. Either they like the property, they are not like the property. The culture, we have to learn different people from different background, countries. We have to learn different culture. The master procedure and the knowledge. All of those is, we have to is become the content of the negotiation skills. We don't want to spend a lot of time and just quickly let you know all of those. We have to learn day to day in our daily life. Basically, the deal can happen. The deal can happen is because there is a common area. Seller expects very high, the buyer is packed very low. If they don't meet the common area, we won't able to make a deal. So if you know those pictures, when you either represent a buyer, represent a seller, we have to try our best to do the negotiation, to pull the price, to bring the buyer seller together, going to the common area. So that is what we see, what we want, what we must have. Finally, the deal firmed because we have a negotiating skills. We put the buyer seller together, let them meet in the common area. Once the deal firm, we should to do is the next checklist. We have to let the buyer know, and we have to follow until the closing. The first one is a copy of the offer as soon as possible. This is everyone we learned from our year. We know if you accept the offer, if there's a present offer, you have to get a copy as soon as possible. If there's electronic signature, you have to send the electronic copy to the client as soon as possible. We have some agent, they accept the offer, they just go to vacation office, mortgage, and mortgage agent and a lawyer, they're looking for where's the offer. That's cannot find an agent. That's can delay the closing. Second one is deposit. Deposit is very important. Within 24 hours after accept the offer, they never say it's a holiday, never say it's a weekend on the deal, on the offer. It's say 24 hours. So that's why we have to let a buyer know, if offer accepted today, can you prepare such amount in your bank tomorrow? Always let the buyer know. If in case that's a weekend holiday, you have to talk to listing agent. Let the listing agent know this weekend, this holiday. So make a mutual agreed. The deposit will deliver to their brokerage the next business day. Mortgage condition, usually 5 banking days. Home inspection, 5 banking days. Status certificate condition, usually there's condominium, condo, townhouse. The buyer's lawyer, usually when the offer condition fulfilled, you have to get a lawyer. But the status certificate, before status certificate fulfilled, you have to get a lawyer, because lawyer will review the status certificate. The revisitor property, there's a 2 times revisit. Mortgage document, usually the bank asks a buyer to go to the local branch, or they send it to the lawyer. By the home inspection, this is for the freehold. For the condominium, it's not mandatory. And open the utility account for buyer. Since 2 years ago, there's a lawyer not mandatory to open the utility account for the client. So as agent, we have to get all utility account contact information. We have to, if there's in case, we have to sit down with your client, open the utility account together with your client. And the lawyer document, usually the lawyer sign the document, closing document, is the day before the closing. Just depends on how, when another lawyer send the document to your buyer's lawyer. Pick up the key. Pick up the key is usually the closing date, the afternoon. It really depends your client. It's which lender. If A lender, usually it's early of the afternoon. If the B lender or C lender, maybe late of the afternoon. Alright, so those is for the item you have to do after you closing the offer accept. Once the offer accept, we have to send the document to our office. Go to our office website and click login here. And after you log in Resource Center, the login is your email address and your trap number. If you cannot log in, you can ask a front desk. They will help you to find the password or reset. After you log in, you will see the sales report right here. Sales report is one of the documents you have to send it to our office, whatever any transaction. You have a new condo, you have a pre-construction new condo, you have a listing, you have buying, you have a lease, commercial transaction, any of the transaction. If you have a transaction firm, you need this sales report. That means you have one deal. It's quite easy. I will quickly go through. First one, choose the type is residential sale, commercial sale, residential lease, commercial lease, new home, new condo. Check the one. Forget about this one. We don't need to use the FinTrack purpose, this one. And the salesperson 1, salesperson 2, commission split. This is only for the if you have more than one salesperson. If you only yourself, just write down yourself. Property address, MLS number, sold date, price, acceptance date, closing date. If you have anything you want to tell the office, write down here. Where the listing, if where the representative seller, you fill the information here. Here is we represent the buyer, just the buyer's information. This is not mandatory for their contact information, but the commission is mandatory. You write down how much the commission, marketing cost, and the listing brokerage name, phone number, fax, and how many conditions. For example, there's a finance, COF, condition of finance, expiry date, 5 banking days after they accept the offer, count 5 banking days. Second one is usually it's condition of the inspection, COI, expiry date, write down how long after accept the offer. Seller's lawyer, buyer's lawyer. If you don't have a seller's lawyer, you can leave blank, but ask your client what is your buyer's lawyer. Write down the information here. And on the bottom is a checklist. APS, agreement purchase sale. You must have a agreement purchase sale. You have a confirmation for the commission, FinTrack ID 630, copy of the deposit check. If you drop you or your client drop off deposit to listing brokerage, they will give a copy. You have to get that copy. FinTrack receive funds. This form 635 is from ARIA. You have filled that information. And the amendment of waiver. If you have a condition, you must have a waiver. We don't need this information. FinTrack questionnaire, we don't need that. And the agent's disclosure only if you're related. It's called 160. If you're not related, don't worry about that. MLS printout MLS listing information, working with a realtor. You need that form. Survey, if in case, but usually we don't need. Mortgage pre-approve, usually we don't need. This is only for the new home. Buyer represent BRA, yes, 300 we need. Sign your name, print your signature name, and print date. That's how for the sales report. Once you finish your sales report, I hope you can, if you first time, I hope you can go to the Sales Resource Center. Under 001, you will find My Business Setup. Under My Business Setup, you will see first one is called Wolf Connect. Here is the login of Wolf Connect. This is login information. This is how to log in. And here is the training video. And if you click 23 minutes, from 23 minutes, they will show you how to upload the transaction. Of course, if you want to upload by yourself, you can click here. If you very rush or first you don't want to upload, you can email all the paperwork to our office, DEALS, deals@homelifelandmark.com. They will help you upload. But in the future, I suggest every agent upload by yourself. It's very quick and can help you process fast. Next is the condition of the mortgage, condition of the home inspection, condition of the status certificate. This is a common condition for the resale, freehold or condo. Log into MLS and go to web form. In the web form, we find the transaction we just made and click add form because we need to add a waiver. We want to waive the condition, add a form, and after add a form, you search waiver or 123. Once you search, they will come out and you can add. Once you add form, you can edit the form waiver. The waiver is blank. There's nothing in waiver. So we just copy and paste the condition in the waiver. We go to the agreement purchase sale and copy condition upon, we copy these two conditions and paste to the waiver. Once you paste, you can ask your buyer if it's fulfilled. Sign below. And you will be the witness if you see the buyer sign it. That's it. You can waive. Ask a listing agent, send it to listing agent. Listing agent will acknowledge and send you back. That's the waiver. Now we will quickly take a look at the amendment, which is save and go home, and we select the transaction kit, or this is older version, but anyway it's the same. You can click the new version and select your transaction and click add remove form and click search amendment, add amendment, edit amendment. And the amendment is a little bit different because we have to use delete. Lots of agents said, oh, here they see the one small arrow, they click, they have a delete or insert. But usually we just ignore that. We just write delete here and insert below. Delete, we copy the condition, insert on the bottom. This is for the a very normal home inspection. For example, we delete the home inspection and insert because you talk to the buyer talk to the home inspector, they have some problem. You talk to listing agent and then they agree to fix. Then you write the seller agree to fix the following items at the seller's or expense per 10 days of the final closing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can write additional things. If said above item is not fixed by seller in the time period, the seller agreed to credit the buyer with amount upon maybe 800 deduction from the selling price period to final closing day. So this is the seller will fix the problem. Or if you talk to the listing agent talk to the seller said, no, I don't want to do anything, I just want to give you 800 credit. So just use the sample 2. You can take this everything out, just write down insert, the seller agreed to credit the buyer with amount agreed upon 800 deduction from the selling price period to the final closing on the final closing day. So this is 2 of the amendment, 2 way you can do the amendment for the home inspection. Of course, we have some agents said, I want amendment the condition. Before the condition is 5 banking days for finance. Now I want to insert because they need them extra days. You copy 5 banking days finance, insert the finance, change the 5 banking days to 10 banking days. That means you have another 5 banking days. Total, you have 10 banking days. You can use this way to extend home inspection or finance conditions. Alright, next we talk about home inspection. Home inspection is one of the most, right now the market is not really hot. We have lots of the freehold, lots of the townhouse, they need a home inspection. After home inspection, the buyer maybe need a decision what they should do. But one very important thing we have to mention, first is the home inspection. You have to book appointment from the listing brokerage. It's the same as like a revisitor. You have to book appointment. It's called a home inspection. Usually it's 2 hours for the home inspection. For the 2-hour home inspection. 2 hours home inspection. And the next one is you have to physically go with your client. You cannot give the logbox to your client because you have to be there with your client and the home inspector all the time. So that is the rule. Alright, let's start the home inspection. After the home inspection finish, you can quickly let a buyer go through with a home inspector. Is there any minor problem or major problem? Because will go different direction. If there's no major problem, like a foundation, like there's foundations, like the wall, like driveway, like anything, the home inspector will give the explain to the buyer. Is there any major problem? If there's no major problem, then you can ask your buyer, either you want to go ahead to waive it, either is there any minor problem, you need to talk to the buyer and talk to the seller, listing agent talk to a seller. So if there's a major problem, it's very easy. You can talk to the buyer. We will suggest you mutual release, refund another property. Maybe the seller will instead want to go ahead. That's fine. You can, in your real estate journal, you can write down today is March 06. We do the home inspection morning, maybe 10 to 11, and the buyer instead, buyer already know this is a major problem, but you still want to go ahead to firm the offer. That is to protect yourself in case the future buyer will sue you. You have a proof. And we have an amendment. This is a minor problem. Most cases minor problem. Minor problem will go through with the buyer, write down every single minor problem, because they have 40 pages for the report. We just pull out every single minor problem. Quickly go through with the buyer. Is there any important item you need to fix? But the rest maybe you not really want. So maybe there's 12, maybe 15, 20, but just the buyer said, I need these 5 to be fixed. Ask the third party contractor how much these 5 items will cost to fix. For example, these 5 items fixed maybe need to cost 1,500. And then you write an email to the listing agent. We've just finished home inspection today. The buyer, the home inspector, they finish a home inspection. We quickly go through the home inspection report. There's 12 problems we find out, but after we carefully go review with the buyer, there's 5 items is serious with them, and we talk to some contractor. They may cost 1,500. So can you please ask your client seller, either they want to fix this 5 problem, or either they want to give 1,500 credit to my client. They don't need to fix anything on closing. It's very easy, and already you give the option to the listing agent. It's not like you just give the report 40 page, 50 page, give to the listing agent, ask a listing agent, hey, read it. Listing agent will, they watch the report, they will get mad. Usually listing agent will talk to the seller and quickly reply to you. Either they want to fix, either they want to give you the credit, and then you prepare the amendment. One thing very important, if there's still have a home inspection, the seller may have a right to not accept the offer, and the offer will become null and void. We have one case is happened, and it's a brand new property, brand new, and the buyer do the home inspection, everything is okay, no problem. But the buyer just want to, they talk to maybe other friend is agent. They said, oh, you can use home inspection to get maybe credit, get the money from a seller. Why not? This is a chance. But our agent suggests them, this is a brand new, rebuilt. We cannot find any problem. But the buyer said, try, why not? If we cannot find anything, we just waive the condition. Use amendment. Help me to get 30,000 That is, I think it's almost a $2 million property. They said trying to help me get 30,000 credit. The listing agent, our agent said, that is looks like ridiculous. But anyway, I will try see if I can get maybe 10,000 or just a little bit less. This is makes sense. But on the last day, the listing agent received the amendment. They never respond until the last minutes. For example, it's today 11:59. It's last minutes, but until the 9 o'clock, the buyer agent still not receive anything. They call the listing agent not pick up the phone, and the buyer said, "I really want the property. Can you please send a waiver to the listing agent? I want it. I don't want I don't want the credit." Then the buyer agent prepared a waiver at 9 o'clock p.m. sent it to the listing brokerage. The listing agent never respond and never get anything back. The next day, the seller's lawyer sent the lawyer's letter, said the seller won't acknowledge the waiver because the buyer, within the condition, they trying to renegotiate use the amendment. The seller did not agree. This offer is null and void. The buyer said, no, this is not possible. They asked their own lawyer. The lawyer explains the same. So they lose the property. So that's why if we're the agent, we have to very, very be careful. Talk to listing agent verbally. Then we prepare the amendment. You don't try, because sometimes you try, you really want to help your client, maybe they will lose the deal. Alright, let's talk about a revisitor. Revisitor is one of the chance can help us to do the promotion for our business. First revisitor we do is called the measurement. Call listing brokerage, do the appointment for the revisitor. First revisitor, usually we prepare the piece of paper. It's let the buyer to do the measurement for they are ready to purchase furniture. You can prepare the living room, dining room, and also I would suggest you to do some make some promotion item like a tape with your name, with your barcode for the WeChat, with your phone number, with your website. You can give to your buyer because if they own the property, they need those tape in the future. So this is the best way when they do the revisitor. You can use the revisitor, promote yourself, build up the best the relation with your client. Check with the website. There's a lot of the promotion tape. Second revisitor is 2 or 3 days before the closing. Why we use 2 or 3 days? Because if there's anything happened, we will have a chance to talk to a lawyer. Let the lawyer talk to the seller's lawyer to negotiate. Quickly go through with your buyer and see if there's anything need to fix. If your buyer is a first-time buyer, maybe you have to talk to the listing agent, see if listing agent can arrange the seller will present. The reason is to tell them, sincerely tell them, my buyer is a first-time buyer. They show a little bit nervous because they don't know how to use lots of the property, how to control, how to use. This is their first home. If possible, when your client will be at the home, we will try to make appointment for the final revisitor at that time. Let the seller to try to teach them how to use. So that is we do the final visitor because the seller will quickly go through. It's easy to let them discover by themselves. That's only for the first-time buyer. All right. Follow up. Lots of people just stop when the final revisitor pick up the key. That's it. I want to find a new business that's closed. They never follow up. Follow up is very important because you can ask a client after they move in, maybe 1 month or 2 months. Usually it's 3 months. everything settled down, ask them to prepare the welcome new home party, and you can help them prepare some food, some drink, let them to invite their friends, relative, their colleagues, and come to their new home. It's a welcome new home party, and you will be there and bring some gift, so everyone will surprise. Wow, this property is very good. Who helped you to purchase this property? Then you are there. That's a way you can make lots of the business. Alright, so that's all for today. I hope you can enjoy our training, like our video. This is all for the buying process. We will talk about the selling process with next videos. Alright, I will see you next time. Bye bye.